Hello there, welcome to Sarah Yoga. I am Sarah, and today we are doing a gentle, super soft yin class for tight hips. So this is a quick, soft, really gentle, calming practice where we'll stay in long holds to start to open up the hips. So all you're going to need is a pillow. You might not even need that, but it's nice to just have one close by. So go ahead and grab a pillow. If you don't have a pillow, you can use rolled up blankets or even a yoga block or anything that will elevate. So grab everything and grab your mat and we'll just jump right in. So in this yin practice, we're going to start right in a twist. So we're holding some of these poses for a little bit longer than we normally would to start to open up some of this soft tissue. Start to open up the sides of the hips, the front of the hips. And so we're going to take our left foot, start here, step the left foot over the right leg, and just gently hug the knee in and feel the heart open up. Take a couple deep inhales, couple deep exhales. And then see if you can really ground down through your left sit bone and even that out. And then you're just gonna keep a soft hold on the knee with the right hand and walk your left fingertips behind. With your left fingertips behind, so instead of, normally we might crank ourselves into this shape, but we're going to take it a little soft here and just really gently lift up and towards the left. So you want to feel your heart slightly lift up, your chin is parallel to the ground. And then just go ahead and close your eyes, see if you can soften that back arm, the back hand, and the back shoulder. And then really visualizing this whole left side of your hip opening up. And if you feel this need that you need to move or you have sort of an anxious energy in the mind, just acknowledge that. Be aware of that. And then honoring this stillness here. Start to feel the breath moving up and down the spine. And so not only is this a gentle way of getting into the left hip, but as you feel the heart lift up, the chin parallel to the ground, you might feel an opening across the heart center. Maybe some more length across the shoulder blades and the back of the neck. So we're holding here to kind of shape our body in this way. So we'll have some muscle memory if you've been slouching or doing some other activities that create tension in the hips. This is a really gentle way of telling the body that we're now creating space in these areas. And then if you can, soften. So if that right hand is gripping the knee, see if you can soften the grip. If the jaw is holding, see if you can soften the jaw. And we'll go ahead and give ourselves one more breath in. Exhale, let that go. And then release. We're going to come back to center and just for a moment find easy Sukhasana pose. Just kind of check in, notice any difference between the sides. So sometimes this is important, right, to notice the shift, notice the effects of the shape and the practice. So now we're just going to move to the other side. So the left leg stays down, that right foot's going to step over. And again, as you hug the knee in, Just make sure you can find an evenness in the sits bones, that right side. Just kind of want to pull up. And we'll just gently feel the heart lift up here. And then on your exhale, we'll twist to the right, keeping hold of that right knee with the left hand. And so again, instead of our typical cranking into this, can you soften a little bit? Let go of the jaw, start to let go of that back arm. Just find a really gentle lift through the heart. Chin parallel to the ground. And then begin to follow, track that movement of the breath as we hold this stillness. Breathing into the right hip, maybe into the back of the shoulder blades, maybe into the back of the neck. And when you're ready here, notice, is there anything else you can soften? Maybe the shoulder, that back shoulder. Maybe the jaw. Maybe even the belly. And we'll take one more inhale. Exhale, unwind. And once more, just find your easy seat. Maybe noticing more of a balance in between the sides, or maybe there are still some differences. Close your eyes, find your breath. All right, so now we're going to come into lizard pose, which is a hip opener. So we'll find hands and knees. We're going to step the left foot to the outside edge of that left hand and then walk the right knee back. Turn your left toes out a little bit so you're coming off of your mat. And then take a breath in and lift the hips up and back, reach your heart forward. So on your exhale, you can stay here on your palms, or you might lower down onto the elbows. You might even walk that right knee back a little bit more, and then just go ahead and let the head drop down. You can keep your back toes tucked, or you might untuck them. I kind of like them tucked. It gives me a little more stability. And same thing here, we're going to find a stillness for a few rounds of breath. Noticing, right, this maybe a desire to move, or all the different fluctuations in the mind, just acknowledging that. So we're not trying to get rid of anything, holding space for that and the stillness at the same time. And then again, just check back in. Is there anything you can soften? Maybe the head can drop further. Maybe you can release some tension in the belly or the low back. then take your time, we're gonna rise up. So all of these poses are designed to be held. You can hold them for longer than I'm holding them, right? Kind of giving you a taste of this, but maybe, right, it's time to come out, and you come out with me, and you just take a couple circles through the hips. So this practice is all about starting to find what is appropriate for your own body. And here on this channel, I kind of really emphasize the fact that there's a lot in the yoga world, this emphasis on how you look, what you're wearing, and sadly that takes away from the truth of the practice, which is really trying to find what is appropriate and what works for your body. So we're going to move to the other side, stepping that right foot to the outer edge of the right hand. And you'll walk your knee back, turn the right toes out. Just take a breath and roll open through the heart. Lift your tailbone up and back. And then from that space, you might lower down a little bit. Maybe coming down to the elbows. And so I think the longer, the more time you give yourself in this practice, and I don't mean necessarily longer holds, but just 5 minutes here, trying to take that time out for yourself, maybe even a few minutes every day. You really start to see the magic and this very inquisitive self-study that yoga is. It's not about all that exterior stuff. Wherever there's a possibility for someone to make money, there's always going to be someone trying to sell you stuff. So really finding those poses, the practices that really ring true with you, what your body needs. And so we'll breathe here. And this side might feel very different than the first side. Sometimes we're asymmetrical. So one side might be tighter, more open than the other. Doing your best just to linger in this stillness. It's challenging. We're not used to it as Westerners. Right? It might sometimes create some anxiety to stay still. But just allow yourself to kind of move through that anxiety or whatever might be coming up. The hips are these powerful section of the body that really is helpful when we're in that fight or flight. It sends energy down into the hips so we can actually fight or run. When we're experiencing a lot of stress at a computer, driving that energy goes to the hips, but we don't necessarily fight or run, and so it's still in the hips. The hips can hold tension this way. And just a few more rounds of breath here. Maybe you let go of the face, the jaw. And then when you're ready, we're going to rise up. Step that right knee back. Once more, just wiggle it out. Roll out through the hips. And so now we're going to make our way onto our back. Come up and over. And this is where you might grab that pillow. I'm going to set it first on the left side as we come down onto the back. And so just feel your back after those pretty deep holds. Feel your whole body on the ground. Let that register. And then we'll take a simple twist, but we're going to use our pillow to prop us up. So the knees come in, and then we'll drop them to the left. Right, so I'm kind of close to this wall, but you can really find any placement with your arm if it feels better to just have the arm down, you can do that. If it feels good to have it completely out into a T, if I didn't have this wall, I'd lengthen out my arm, or you can find cactus arm. And so we're kind of going for a softer version of this. Right? We're not trying to find the full extension of the stretch, trying to find a space where we can relax into. And for me, I'm just going to keep my head facing the sky, because that feels like the least amount of effort. But you are welcome to play with maybe looking to the left or looking to the right and adding soft stretch into the neck. And then just pause. And then really allow yourself to melt here. And then again, with the least amount of effort, we're gonna make our way back to center. And again, lengthen out those legs. We'll pause here just to notice the body. If there's any difference or similarity between the sides. And then we'll start to shift to the other side. So kind of move slow. There's no rush. That pillow comes to the right side. I'm gonna kind of move off my mat just for this one pose. And then exhale, knees drop to the right. That left arm might come out to the left. Cactus arm, whatever you did on the other side. See if you can match it here. And then just really feeling where you're touching the ground, where you're touching your props. Can you allow your body to actually release? Getting a nice stretch into the left side of the waist and left hip. And give yourself one more breath in here. And then again, with the least amount of effort, you're gonna come back up to center. Just lengthen out those legs. Let the arms come down by your side. Notice your body here. And so you might choose to just stay right here, feeling now all these places in which you're touching the ground and just melting the whole body down into your Shavasana. If you have a few extra moments today, please stay here. Give yourself a few more moments to really feel the effects of this gentle yin stretching, opening of that soft tissue. And signaling to the nervous system to kick into that rest and restore mode. And so I will leave you here. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day or evening. I hope this helped. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.